So, PS5 physical games. What is happening over there? Another studio from Xbox goes independent. Let's go.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Crazy Lou's here, got something to say. Good morning, gamers, rise and shine. It's time to play, let's have a good time. Morning, gaming community. With Crazy Lou, it's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. In the world of games, we're just meant to be. Grab us coming and eat up scene. Crazy Lou is ready, it's a gaming scene. Froomies trading people, worders skin. All recent gaming, go rates and pay top mean. Good morning, coming moving. It's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. Wake.
Initiating launch sequence.
Let's begin. Good morning, everybody. Also, tuning in, even the crazy one is actually better from the left eye. Yes. So yesterday, I went into several discussions, and someone told me, hey, get this. This will help it make it better. And yes, it's actually getting better. I can actually see more. I think. Yeah, I can see more. Chat, good morning. How is everything? What's cooking? David Cohen, what's up? How you doing, my bro? He says, now Xbox, on the other hand, is still doing physical games with no problem, and because Tasha's making right choices. But the problem is, whenever there's good news about Xbox, the ponies do not see it. David, listen, Xbox can right now at this very, very, very moment launch a better game than Hogwarts Legacy, launch a better game than Elden Ring and everything, and it could be the one of the best games out there. I'm not kidding you. It could be one of the best of the best of the best games out there, and still they will talk about it negative. No matter what, there's nothing ever positive when it comes down to Xbox with those guys. I think the physical digital will help preserve games. So look, David, I won't count that as a victory lap yet, because the thing is, we do not know what's going to happen when it comes down to physical, though. We don't know if Xbox is going to abandon it or not. We don't know about it yet. And to be honest, though, the problem is that on our side, we don't mind it. We don't care, because we are the guys, that went to digital era. I'm digital. I'm not physical. I'm not physical at all. Well, I mean, one day I will probably buy one physical game, one out, or whatever. But I'm a physical dude. Not a physical. Sorry, a digital dude. Sorry about that. I buy my stuff digital. I quit getting physical stuff. I did long time ago, because it took me 2 weeks and all this stuff. And I explained this so many times that it's better to be digital, especially on this side of the world. I think the physical digital will help. Actually, that's only based on the U.S. market, not the world as a whole. It'll be interesting to see those numbers. Dark Song, good morning, my brother. How you doing? So look, the thing I'm laughing about on that thumbnail, it's not the whole physical thing. I'm laughing at how these media sites now are going out there and talking about this and try to shove it down your throats by telling you, well, physical sales were bad. That's why Sony's switching this. The problem is not what you guys are saying. The problem is who is saying it. Sony is supposed to be the one that should be coming out here and try to explain the situation to everyone. Sony should be the one that actually tell you, okay, this is what's happening with physical. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks, almost 3 now, and they haven't said shit. Pretty fun stuff, huh? And you guys are out there spewing your guts because literally you guys are running out of ideas. You guys are running out of ideas to talk about Xbox. No joke. The only thing you can talk about is how the guys who made Mighty Doom became independent. That's all you guys can talk about. That's it. Other than that, you ain't got shit. We all know why. We all know everyone only buys digital, so all that drama physical is just for clicks and views. The sales data shows hypocrisy of as the ponies, and I don't see anyone refunding GTA 6. Ralph Taylor making up a good point. Laos boys, good morning. How you doing? Good morning, Ralph Taylor. Gaming news, August 25th, catch a glimpse of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Sounds of the pastor in the show. Sweet. Awesome. We'll be live, Doer DTJ with Crazy Lou and new topic. I don't think no one's gonna hop into that. I mean, if Joy hops in, they'll be like, "Whoa, that's a miracle." Pink Christmas says, "Louis, I upgraded my internet. I got 5 gig speed now. Shit, that means you can, no joke, you can download porn super quick. Damn." No, I'm just messing. That's good. That's good. I mean, what's the price for 5 gig internet over there? Just a curiosity. What's the price? If you want to tell me, that's cool. If you don't, it's cool too. eBay digital to physical conversation thing only works for a last gen. Does not work for the OG Xbox or 360. It's true. Treat unfair labor practice and law during layoff staff. There are always union strike protests and don't like way Xbox notice layoff staff. Nobody likes to be laid off. That's the truth, though. Nobody likes that, though. Nobody likes to be thrown out of work. And most of these people didn't want to be laid off. They should have worked harder and put out better games. That's another thing, too. Can you see the difference in language and tone? Kind of. Because the thing is, Laos, I'm from Dominican, so yo hablo español. Mi lenguaje principal es español, so my main language is Spanish. But, I went to the States and lived there for a while, and my English, I perfected it to what it is today. So, yes, let's get into a chat, because today, like I said, I am laughing about the situation, because now you got these media sites going out there and trying to tell you, hey, look, Matt Piscatella came out and said this, and listen, there was nothing wrong about what Matt Piscatella said, because Matt Piscatella is the guy who collects data and throws it out there, which is pretty cool. I don't mind that. I like his data. He does pretty cool stuff. But what I find funny is all these media sites are now picking this up and trying to throw it in there and trying to tell you guys, like, hey, you guys should stop fighting, stop this, this and that. And listen, don't stop fighting. Keep it going. Be pissed off. You have all the right to be pissed off because, again, it's the way they said things that was wrong. That's all. Hey, what's up, Sablo? How you doing, baby? Good morning. Good morning. So, the way of capitalism that employs corporations usually always only to benefit of themselves shareholders. That's no matter what company you work for allows, that's always going to be. If you're an employer of a company, it's always for themselves or the shareholders, no matter what. It's like that's how it is. I mean, those boys, it's work. It's work. There's always a boss on top of you, no matter what. Unless if you own your business, that's a different story, though. Apex NYC, good morning, baby. What's up? How you doing, MacFig? Good morning. So let's get into this. Let's read what this all data stuff is all about. I'm ready to have some fun today, chat. I'm ready to have some fun. Let's get it cooking. Let's go. Let's get it cooking. Let's go. Yeah. All right. So let me share screen. All right. Here it is. So this is where it all begins. And now they've added the UK because, again, that was, I bet you, of course. Like I said, I was about to say his name, though, and looky, I didn't have to say his name because when you start the article, look who it is. Aww. 5 gig speed is over 150 over here. So, pimp, $150 times 66. Okay, so let me see times, multiply 150 times 60 because I know that, that's super cheap, though. Because $100 is 6,000 pesos, so 150 is half of that. So let's say 3,000 more. That's 9,000 pesos for 5 gigabytes of internet. So let me check the battle plan real quick. On how much is a gig here? Precio por un gigabyte de internet en Claro, República Dominicana. So let's see though. Let's see what the price is for 1 gigabyte of internet home. Now you got me intrigued in looking into this. Sorry about that, chat, but I know we went off course, but I'm interested in seeing this home. Okay, equipment, home equipment. Yay. Man, I don't want no damn TVs. What are you selling me some damn TVs? I don't want no damn TVs. I want to see your plans. Give me plans. I can't find it. But the last time here it is. Monthly rent. So 1 gigabyte is 7,000 pesos. 7,000 pesos for 1 gigabyte of it. No, wait, that's 1,000 Mbps. Is 1,000 Mbps? Hold on. How much is 1 gig of internet? I think it's 1,000. No. N Mbps. Okay, there you go. N Mbps. 1,000. So yes, 1 gigabyte of internet here is close to your price of 9,000. I'm not kidding you. It's 7,000. It's almost 8,000 pesos. So you get your internet's cheap though. Damn, it's cheap. So let's get into this, baby, because we got to read this whole thing and have some fun with this crap. So it says here, my chats, sales data paints a very grim picture. Now it's grim. Yeah, it's grim for them because people are pissed. That's what it was grim for the fans who are mad. It's not grim for them. It's grim for those guys, that are mad at Sony. Yep, it's looking very grim for them. Oh, man. Sales data paints a very grim picture for physical PS5 games in the USA and UK. Just 7 PS games sell over 100,000 box copies. Here we go. Oh, man, you gotta love when you see this name. Sony's #1 promoter, Christopher Dring. That's what we're going to call him now. Sony's #1 promoter of the gaming business has provided a small piece of context for how well physical video games are selling in the UK. Hey, Sinceres, how you doing, baby? Good morning. Yeah. If a game just sold 1,000 copies in the UK last week, it would be the 9th best-selling title. Last week, Pokemon Legends Z-Day was in the position, while the Star Fox remake was the 10th. I got a question. Y'all think we all stupid? I don't know why y'all keep throwing into Nintendo in this conversation. Nintendo has nothing to do with this shit. This is your PlayStation problem. The title reads loud and clear. Sales data paints a very grim picture of physical sales of PS5 games in the USA and UK. This has nothing to do with Nintendo. What y'all gotta throw Nintendo in there? Assholes. Let's keep it going. So this provides us with a touch of more context on how well even a newly released 2 Switch exclusive performed. Y'all think we're stupid? I'm being serious, though. Y'all think we're stupid? I mean, you just started off the article by adding Nintendo into the conversation. What does Nintendo have to do with Sony taking away physical? But no. You want to use that data to tell everybody, hey, y'all zoom in on this one. Be like, hey, look, this is a Nintendo Switch game, and we all know that Nintendo guys love that physical thing. Pause, even though that sounded wrong, but hey, we're going to use this as data so we can tell the fans y'all need to chill out. Y'all don't understand, though. Y'all need to understand something. The only way they're going to chill out is when PlayStation decides to sit down and talk with them in the proper way. But the thing is, the more and more and more they stay quiet, the angrier they're going to get. That's the funny part. And listen, you know what I'm going to do? The more angry they get, I'm just going to keep on eating popcorn because you guys are now sending bots to not let them talk, You guys are actually switching community nodes. You guys have been doing a lot. All I know is one thing though, your business is being affected. Because you got these media sites talking about it, it's because y'all are being affected. Yep. Especially 3 weeks later. It's affecting you, huh? Good. The hell with y'all. Let's go. Let's keep it going, baby. So let's keep reading what this shit has to say. So it says here, this provides us with a touch more context about how well even the Switch to exclusive performed. It managed to shift 1,000 copies last week in the UK physical market. And of course, the greatest promoter of Sony of all time comes out and says 1,000 sales would have got you number 9 in the physical charts last week in the UK. According to new sales data from Secana, I'll get to that. From Secana director, according to new sales data from Secana director Matt Piscatella, only 7 PS games have sold more than 1,000 physical copies in 2026. In the week it ended July 11th of July 2026, just 2 PS5 titles managed to sell over 10,000 physical units during that 7-day time span. The two new statistics are eye-opening and highlight how poorly physical game sales are doing in the USA. They arrive as Sony announces plans to halt production of the PlayStation Disc from January 2028 and provide further context as to why the company has made its decision and, at least so far, doesn't appear to be interested in backing down from it. Again, no matter what the fuck y'all say, the main problem is it's PlayStation that is to be the one that has to come out and say something, not you all. That's the problem. But all right, that is despite a very interesting social media campaign from PlayStation fans that has seen all the posts bombarded with criticism and attack, and now indie developers are getting caught in the crossfire. So, two PlayStation video games sold more than two PlayStation video games have sold more than 10 physical K copies units in the US during week ending July 11, 2026. 7 have sold more than 1,000 K copies in units in year to date. Source Circana retail tracking service. So, like I was saying though, this is data from Matt Piscatella. I don't find anything wrong that it throws it out there. I don't find anything like because this is Matt though, and Matt has been always been calling things down the middle. And what he says though, I've talked about it before. This is not fake though. He's right about the physical game sales, right? He says that, people need to look at this because it's true. But the problem is, it's not Matt who has to say it. The one who has to say it is PlayStation. That's the problem. They're the ones who need to come out and clear things with the fans, which they will not, for what it seems. Now they're telling media sites, write this, because if we do, we're going to get bombarded because they're pretty mad at us. We'll see if it's true or false. All right, so let's read what Chad has to say. Star Fox was 10 because the digital edition was $10 cheaper and it sold more digital, which was not tracked on that list physical only data. Of course, you know who it is. The number one Sony promoter, Christopher Dring. Yes. And then, number 2 is Hunter. Number 3 is Nib. We have a list now. Yeah. Number 4 is IGN. Number 5 is GameStop. Or GameSpot. You know how it is. Yeah. Ubay says, Louis, you see Moore's Law is dead. Said that Sony is using bot to activate dead accounts to spread positivity about their disc-only strategy on social media. You're talking about the digital strategy, not this though. So I know they have created something. They probably did though. I'm not confirming it's true or not because it's Moore's Law, and sometimes, majority of the times, and you know what? Almost 99% of the time he's wrong. Is only 1% right? So yeah, that's how it is though. So I don't listen right now from Sony. They'll do anything. Sony doesn't give a shit. They'll do anything. If they have not come out and said anything, they'll do anything. So that's really more people buy digital regardless of the reason. That's just the facts. That is so true. It's me, the broke boy Lewis, with a $5 super chat. So basically, he's saying those PlayStation UK physical sales charts PS fanboys love to post about them means absolutely nothing. And good morning, all. Of course, doesn't mean anything though, bro boy, because guess what he did though? This is where it all began. They started talking about Nintendo and started to add Nintendo into the charts. Yes, that's what they did, bro boy. They used the excuse with Nintendo, telling the fans, because even though Nintendo's physical sales, were down, this is a good reason, that how are things looking in the physical market. What does Nintendo have to do with Sony's decision? Dumbasses. Seriously, it's aggravating. It's aggravating. It's aggravating every time you see that, though. Piscatella does not confirm what PS5 games have sold more than the stated 100,000 physical units, but you have to imagine some of the bigger releases of 2026 so far, like the likes of Resident Evil, Crimson Desert 007 First Light. Sales of video games have shifted more and more in favor of the digital model, leaving physical boxes behind to create as much as an 85% swing in favor of the PS Store and other digital storefronts. When it made an announcement, Sony said it was ditching discs to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. A huge backlash has followed in the weeks since, but today's sales data gives more context to the decision. The things simply aren't being bought. Are being bought enough to justify continued production for Sony. That sucks for the hardcore value of the disc and occasional manual, but only 7 PS games this year have shipped in more than 1,000 units. What do you think? What do you make of this? Put your thoughts in the comments below. What I think about this is that you all need to shut the hell up and literally go out there and say, Sony, the only one who can fix this problem is you. That's what this article should have been about. Because even though Matt Piscatella and all these dudes are out there talking, which again, they're not doing anything wrong though, because Matt Piscatella is just posting data, right? Now, Christopher Dream, we know he's being, Christopher Dream. Yeah, we know that you love, protecting Sony. We get that one. But for Matt, though, the data is pretty much spot on because I've been using his data for quite some time. And I believe that his data is like literally almost 100% correct. I believe that, though. I believe that. So, like I was saying, all these media sites gotta stop talking this bullshit. They gotta let Sony and they gotta force Sony to come out and talk to its fans. That's what you guys should be talking about. That's what you guys should be doing. Get them out. Get the company to come out and talk to its fans, which I know is not gonna happen because, hey, you gotta protect it as much as you can. Because if not, you probably lose your little, yeah, you gotta lose your little sponsorship. Yeah. Let's go. Hey, X-Lance Gaming, good morning. Mao to post something like that occasionally so he can try to beat those PS fanboy narratives. Listen, they can post anything they want. Until Sony doesn't go out there and says something to cool them down, which they are not going to at the end of the day. I mean, they turn out to be a greedy sons of bitches, though. That's the truth, though. The problem isn't each individual game. The issue is the infrastructure in general. It's more expensive, but don't know. How many games produced 100,000 copies? Well, Lost Boys, let me explain to you. Here's the thing, though. They are producing 600,000 copies a day as of right now. They're producing 600,000 copies a day. That's what the factory produces a day. A month is almost 18 million copies. So take that 100,000 and let's say they take 100,000 from that game and produce it. They're producing a lot of those copies. And at the end of the day, those copies that are being thrown into stores, they're not being as bought as digital. Now, the problem is, like I said, this was going to come. This is something that no matter what it could have not been evaded. It was going to come, no matter what. Because why? We've seen it throughout the ages. I mean, we're what? How old are we? I'm 42 years old. And I remember I started with the damn VHS tape, then DVDs, then blue wrist, then mini disc players, then laser disc or laser disc before the DVDs or whatever. I don't know the fucking order. All I know is one thing now, that around the 2010 or 2003, 2004, everything became digital and much more simpler to go ahead and watch. I've been a part of Netflix for the longest of time. And that's what I've done. I mean, take another example. Look at WWE. You know how I watch WWE, chat? Because I used to be a big wrestling fan. I used to watch it on WWE Network. And that was just the pay-per-views because I didn't care for Raw or nothing. I just want to watch the show because in those shows, there wasn't that talking. There was more wrestling than talking. Nowadays, it's more talking than wrestling. But you know how it is, though, chat. You know how it is nowadays, yeah? But yeah, things do change and things do get modernized. Cars don't have CD players. Now we don't need to burn a CD. Now we got everything right here on Spotify, or we got everything on YouTube Music or Amazon Music, wherever you want to listen to music to. We have place to listen to music. So yes, we knew this was bound to happen. Now the problem is how they sent that message out there, and literally Sony told the fans, "F you, fuck you." Some people don't see it. They argue about it, but Sony literally told them, "Fuck you," in their faces. Like, okay, we're doing this 2028. No more digital games. I mean, no more physical games. Is done. Fuck you. And the fans came out there pissed off about it and started with the big ass rant, which a lot of people, are saying, "Oh, MBG this, MBG that, MBG this, doing it for the clicks and everything." Cool. Let him do it for the clicks. Let him do it. If he wants to do it for the clicks, that's his problem, though. But at the end of the day, though, the majority out there are pretty pissed off with this. Chat, check your local Target. They removed the Xbox section. Damn. I'm not gonna do Target though, because I don't live, in the States though. So we don't have Xbox here though. I mean, I think the only Xbox store here is mine. Me here sitting at home. I'm the only Xbox store. I don't even have Xbox partners, so data chairman says the RAM shortage will last another decade. You babe, if that fucking RAM storage lasts another decade, I'm gonna burn some fire out there. No joke. I'm gonna be burning some fire because that's crazy though. It can't last that long. It can't last that long. Come on, guys. It cannot last that long. That'd be crazy though. They gotta really fix and update everything and get things going. They can't do that. They can't keep throwing stuff out there. They just can't. So let's keep it going, chat. Let's keep it going. Let's read this beautiful article from the amazing, the awesome, one of the best sites out there. Yeah, right. Windows Central, my friends. Yes. And looky what it says right here, because of course, chat, of course, they had to go in with the hates. Louis, for 5 cents a day, you can sponsor a local pony. All right. Cool. More American build no data center, but American citizens don't like it. Massive positive vibes tonight. Louis, amazing show. Thank you, Death Ray Time. How you doing, man? What's up? Good morning. So it says here, from the beautiful thing right here, it sees another studio has broken free of Xbox and gone independent following Double Fine and other cuts. Has broken free. So you guys are saying that they literally have them locked in or something, like in prison? So Xbox in prison? God damn, I mean, damn, chat. Let's be honest though. I wish I was in that prison. Because in that prison, we've seen videos of a person that day by day in Microsoft, they sit there, don't do nothing, drink coffee, take a lot of breaks and do all that stuff. Because that's what some of the videos we've seen out there. Hold on, chat. 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, chat. So, like I was saying, though, I would like to work there. I would like to work there and make games like Keeper. I would like to work there and make games like Kiln. I would like to work there and do easy stuff and get some paid without having someone on my back kicking my butt for a great game to make. I mean, I want to have that job too. Yeah, amazing job, right, chat? Yeah. Yeah, hey, Pickles, good morning. Playstation, that one dad that never come back from the store for the milk on Twitter on hiding. Oh, man, they are hiding. And every time they post, man, they get bombarded in such an awful way. They don't care. This is a funny thing. These sites are going out there trying to spin this, and try to convince these fanboys. But the thing is, these fanboys are pissed. No matter how much shit you say, PlayStation needs to fix that problem. But again, you know what we're going to do? We're going to sit here and enjoy watching them get bombarded. Well deserved, too. So, like I was saying, I would love to work there, too. Yeah. Following Double Fine Productions and Compulsion Games example, Mighty Doom and Wrathbone created Alpha Dog Games has announced it's broken out from Xbox and is now independent again. Please bring Mighty Doom back. I'll be so happy. I like Mighty Doom, though. So, Microsoft, big reset of Xbox. That's left major scars on the brand. What? What scars? Has left major scars on the brand. What scars, though? Laying off 3,200 people across many Xbox game studios like id Software, Arcane, and ZeniMax, and causing few developers to leave Xbox and go independent like Double Fine Productions and Compulsion Games. Wow. Like I said earlier, I want to work there too. Yeah. I mean, I want to have sitting there, drinking coffee and just talking BS all day. Yeah. Talking to my next door neighbor, my next, what's that thing called? Job booth, whatever it's called. And the next to be like, hey, Bobby, how them Bears doing? Oh, them Bears doing pretty well. Oh, thank you. How the Cubs? Oh, they lost. Oh, damn. Spend all day doing that. Yes. Now, we recently discovered a studio affected by the layoffs called Alpha Dog Games, which has announced via the studio's founder LinkedIn profile page that it is broken away from Microsoft and regained independence with a simple message saying, independently owned again. Sweet. What is wrong with that, though? Good. That means I can go out there and create more games. I see Hellas is coming to Game Pass. It was there, though. Number 1. Is number 2 going to Game Pass? Sweet. Hey, Lamont Davis, good morning. So, for those unaware, Alpha Dog Games is a mobile game developer that made the action RPG Wraithbone and an action-driven strategy games Monstro City Rampage before being acquired by Bethesda in 2000 Softwares in 2019, which that was their first mistake. After Bethesda was acquired by Microsoft in 2021, Alpha Dog Games worked on a cute mobile game spin-off of Doom called Mighty Doom before being shut down by Microsoft last time with Arcane Tango and GameWorks in 2024. Linked it in. That's what I call linked it in. Linked it in. Linked it in. Linked it in. Yeah, there you go. Linked it in. Yeah. So Alpha Dog Games quickly revived itself in 2025 after its founders regained control of the company following the most recent announcement. Alpha Dog is now independent studio free to make whatever games it wants without Microsoft's oversight. I love how this article tried to spin this as a negative. I mean, this is a studio that got shut down and now they went independent. You know what that means? That means that they're all alive and doing what they gotta do. I'm happy about this. How is this bad that Microsoft, just dumbasses. After 2 weeks of non-stop depressing news, because why is it 2 weeks of non-stop depressing news? Because you guys have been trying to throw depressing fucking news out there. You guys won't shut up about it, honestly. And you guys are trying to keep up with the depressing news. Being gutted left and right, with Bethesda being hit the hardest, along with ZeniMax Online, it's nice to hear one studio escaping the wrath of Xbox reset and regaining its independence in the process. But it wasn't one, though. It was 4. But this one is 5, though. But again, what's wrong with this, though? I mean, they were shut down, and now they're back up and living and going out there and working. Why don't you guys say the truth that Xbox is the only company that doesn't shut down studios? I mean, if they shut them down, they actually let them go and become independent. No other company does that. Example, Sony, EA, Ubisoft. Assholes. With this news, perhaps there's a sign of another Xbox users might be able to escape job cuts or even worse, yet closure. It was shut down! If they play the cards right during negotiations, I know I want Arcane Studios to hopefully survive this reset despite its future looking uncertain. Wow. As I enjoyed their Dishonored and Prey, but that's a personal opinion. It's like me. I enjoy Doom. I love Doom, and I wish Doom, would have a lot more people in there. That's the truth, though. But, hold on, I'm getting a message. Oh, shoot. Chat, 1 second. I'm getting a call. Be right back. You hear the phone? Be right back. It's something that they're putting in the elevator. Be right back. Sorry, chat. Sorry, chat. Sorry, I'll repeat it again. I'm sorry. The phone was ringing. I had to pull something from the elevator, but yes. So let's keep it going, though. So here we go. Prey games, despite me being terrible at stealth games, and I would hate to see the studio closed by Microsoft, especially before Arcane finishes making its upcoming Blade game. Oh, but we're not seeing Microsoft close down studios. We're seeing them throwing them out there, become independent with some money in their pockets, and with the studio really well made. Your point? You're just pissed off because you might think Arcane might go. I got a question, chat. I'm being serious about this. I got a question. Let's be serious for a moment. Let's be super extra serious with this one. All right. Let's say, chat, let's say Microsoft did not purchase any of these studios. What would happen? Go ahead, chat. What would have happened? If Microsoft didn't pick up Double Fine, what would happen? And don't come on to me say, oh, PlayStation would have might picked them up. Don't come on to me with that. What would have happened to Double Fine? What would have happened to Hellblade? Ninja Theory? What would have happened to Compulsion Games? Well, Compulsion Games was picked up a long time ago, so let's put Compulsion Games to the side. But what would have happened to the recent ones? Double Fine, Ninja Theory. What was the other one that got Undead Lab? So what would have happened to them? What would have happened to them? Would they have survived the COVID, would they have survived all this stuff? And what would have happened to Bethesda, Cinemax? What would have happened to them? Because that's the funny part. Nobody mentions that area. Nobody sits there and says the what if. And listen, I know people might come around and be like, well, Louis, that's a what if. I mean, that means it never happened because Microsoft picked on. No. It's actually a good conversation, though. It's actually a good topic. Because, look, people might say, you're defending Microsoft for what they're doing. No, I'm not defending Microsoft. No, at all. I'm not defending Microsoft. What I'm defending is I got cheated out as a consumer. I'm defending myself. Because I feel like these studios cheated me out. Double Fine cheated me out. Senua cheated me out. At least Compulsion came back and did something better than what it was with We Happy Few. And State of Decay, 7 years into this. There is no what if, it never happened, speculation isn't real. But Hotshot, here's the thing though. You got these studios, before they were purchased by Microsoft, about to be shut down and dead. Literally, they were like this close to shut down and being dead. This close, Hotshots. It's right there. I mean, the info's right there. Studios don't normally sell if they're doing great. There you go. See what I mean? They got picked up because they were doing bad. But that's why, kind of not aggravated, but disappointed. Because I felt like I got cheated out as a fan. Being serious, though, I felt like I get cheated out. Because, look, when Double Fine was picked up, I was waiting for another Psychonauts. I was waiting for Brutal Legends. I was waiting for even another Full Throttle. I'm being serious. I was waiting for another Full Throttle. Oh, I know that, Hotshot. I know that. You're right about that. I know that about Tencent. I know that. But look, that's the thing, though. Like, what would work, though? And while the story is writing in modern Gears of War games is pretty lackluster, the Arsenal gameplay are the only things I like about those games. Yeah, Gears of War's got pretty sweet story, and it's pretty fun. The chainsaw and gunning and goring is always so much fun. But again, bring back to this, right, chat? What if this would have happened? Would have done a better job? I mean, they got the sweet end of the deal. And yet you guys are going out there saying, well, they escaped the wrath of Xbox. What wrath? Xbox is doing everything they can to survive because even Xbox got cheated out by these guys. They were picked up to do something, and yet they didn't do it because they had so much freedom to do whatever they want. I mean, even as a joke, they went in there and said, what is the most unpitchable idea we can pitch to Microsoft so they can accept it? That was Keeper. And they were laughing about it. I mean, look, I can sit down. Look, if I was a developer and I went through hell, and I was going through hell. I'm not kidding you, going through hell because, look, for what I know is this. I mean, I watched The Nanny. And again, I use The Nanny as a reference because it reminds me of this, though. And I remember The Nanny's, the guy she falls in love with, I forgot his name. Help me out, Chad. You guys know his name, right? He does theater. And for theater, he has to get sponsors to do his theater projects. And he has to get big checks. Good or bad, he has to get the big checks to get the theater going, to get his money in and everything, right? And the investors' money. Same thing goes with video games. You got investors. So imagine me being a developer, going through hell. Man, nobody wants to invest in me. And all of a sudden, this company picks me up and says, look, we picked you up and you got the freedom to do whatever you want. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to give them the best video game out there. That's what I would do because I'll be loyal as hell and try to do the best I can to deliver something good so people can come over here and say, oh, shit, this game is awesome in Xbox. That's what I would have done. But these guys, they got picked up. They released Psychonauts 2. They released, what was that bullshit they released? Shit. Because again, compulsion games, I'm not mad, I'm not as mad, I'm not as disappointed with compulsion games because I gotta say, compulsion games at the end of the day, they did better than We Happy Few. Ho ho, they did. Now they took so long, yes, but damn, they did way better. That's 100% true. But look, at the end of the day, like I was saying though, this is what you all delivered. And you guys are not even writing about this. You guys are talking about the layoffs, the bad things, and everything that you know. I'm afraid about Arcane. Why you should be afraid about Arcane? I mean, the picture is clear, bro. I mean, why can't you guys see it? Why I got a question. If they were doing such a great job, why did they send them off to be independent though? Seriously, why would they send them off to be independent? Because if they were so amazing, why did Xbox say, here's some money, here's the studio, the keys to the studio, here's your IP, because they even gave them their IP and said, have a good day. That's what they did. They just said, have a good day. If they were doing so bad or so great, as they say, why would they make them independent? Why do you guys keep defending these guys? You guys should feel the same way as I am. I feel like I got cheated out, though. I'm being serious, though. I feel like I'm cheated out. I'm disappointed in those guys because I actually believe they were going to do their best. Because look, Obsidian, I may not like Avowed, which I just didn't get attached to it. I may not like this or this or this or this from Obsidian, but at the end of the day, Obsidian's pumping out games like motherfucker. Those guys are in there saying shit. Let's get this game out here. Let's get this game out here. Let's get this game out here. And this is the funny part. We did not know that in trajectory as of right now, these guys have pumped 6 games since they've been bought. 6, if you include Outer Worlds. 6 games since they've been bought. In total. Wow. Brandon ZZ, I'm right. We did got cheated 100%, no doubt about it. Yes, we did. As fans, we got cheated. I'm disappointed in that shit. And then it comes up to management, which management should have been more on top of it, but you know how it was, though. So this is the stuff, like I sit here. Avowed is better. Okay, cool. I don't mind it. Cool. For you, it was better. That's fantastic. That was no argument there, my friend. Argument there. I mean, I could have someone jump in here and tell me NBA Jam sucks. And then for them, the 2K series is better than NBA Jam. And I will say, cool for you, you know? For me, NBA Jam is the shit, though. I mean, 2K can blow off. I'm not kidding you. NBA Jam is the shit. I like it better than the 2K games. No joke. But like I said, it's personal opinions. And the problem is this guy's mad for what it seems in this article. This guy's mad. That's Arcane might get shut down. But look, if you haven't noticed, they are not shutting down studios. They're giving them a check with money. They're giving them the studios and do whatever the fuck they want out there. Now, if they survive, cool. If they don't, that's their problem. But trust me, since they're now independent, they need to get investors. And once they get their investors, those investors are going to be breathing on top of them. Be like, hey, y'all better do something cool. And if they don't do something good, guess what happens? They won't get invested again. They get shut down. So let's see how you guys go, though. And you'll see they're going to do the best games out there right now. They got to. They got no other end right now in order to survive, though. Or they shut down and take their money and be like, okay, you know, we're done, we're retiring. Because that's another one, too. People do retire. They do. So it can happen, chat. It can happen. It can, though. So let's go to something else because, you know, since the whole studio thing, and here's the funny part, though. Check this out. This is something that Guru Stein said yesterday, and I was like, whoa. I'm glad he came up and said this because at the end of the day, shit, it's getting sad out there. But yes, this is what good old Stein said yesterday, and I'll say there you go, another slap in the face against media. And this is what good old Stein said out there on Twitter. So Stein says this. It's exhausting lately here with the amounts of verified accounts just peddling misinformation or straight up made up info. Wow. A lot of new aggregate handles popping up here too. Check for that subscribe button. A good indicator they probably have monetization enabled and want to bait you for engagement. Also, extremely low engagement rates but high followers. Red flag for misinfo or lies. Go one click into sources. You either find none or end up with a random Reddit comment made 2 weeks ago. Keep yourself informed, folks. Sorry, I was on a grumpy day. Gotta love the folks telling me welcome to social. Like I haven't spent every day here since 2014 working on social. When a person whose full-time job is to be here is telling you it's bad, it is bad, y'all. I'm glad you are here. Going out there saying what you're saying. Silence after posters. Couldn't agree more, Stein. There are a lot of disingenuous people and news outlets out there trying to get the clicks like they are past due on the rent. I hope their constant engagement farming gets recognized and people start giving them the attention so they fade away. I agree with y'all 100%. I'm happy Stein came out and made it clear. There's a lot, and I do mean a lot of misinformation out here, a lot of bullshit talking, trying to deceive us, the Xbox fans. But the sad part about this, these ponies pick up on this stuff, and there's still some of them that are keep posting their BS because, hey, they want to attract and they want to deceive the attention that Sony's getting from the physical to bring it back over here on the console war. But the thing is, no matter what you guys do, until PlayStation come out and says something, they're not going to quit. They're not. David Cohen, Phil Spencer gave too much freedom under Xbox, and Asha did what any CEO would get off blow. 14 layers of management was too much. Asha hadn't done that. Things would have been worse 100%. Howdy, hookers, I'm back. What new crazy news I did just miss? We were just talking about how this article, right, came by and they said loud and clear that another studio broke off and broken free from Xbox, like Xbox had in prison. Come on, man. Not like this. Not like this. You guys are... I hate when I see stuff like that because that's misinforming the community, though. And you guys are Windows Central! See, another studio that's broken free of Xbox, like Xbox had a job. I mean, listen, I'm being serious. I want to work in there. Because I've seen that video of that young lady or that young man. I know there's a video out there of someone said, this is my day-to-day in Microsoft. Having a coffee break. Doing this. Even Joy talked about it yesterday. I did see that video too. I was laughing. I was like, I want to work there too to have my good old coffee breaks and do whatever I want. Shit. Sometimes it's better that studios and people stay quiet and don't tell us anything. Xbox has, hey brother, what's up mentality that should stop. Well, here's the thing though, Hotshots. Sometimes in life it's good for the companies to communicate, especially if they're in a pickle. It's worse when they don't communicate, and this is what you get. When you don't communicate, you get the PlayStation effect. We're going to call this the PlayStation effect. Because at the end of the day, look how mad these fans are, and PlayStation has not said anything about the whole physical media thing. And the funny thing is, these media sites are trying to force you to stop the conversation, and they're forcing you by grabbing other people's data, putting it in there and tell you guys, no matter how much you fight, this is what the true data says. But the problem is that you guys should not have to be saying this. It's PlayStation is the one who has to sit down and say, okay, look, this is what we have, and try to explain it to them. Which studio is the one that broke free? Oh, Alpha Dogs, the one who made Mighty Doom, the cell phone one. And that they're really happy that it broke him free, and they don't want Arcane to shut down because they're pretty pissed off about it. Well, you're pretty pissed off. Why don't you tell them to start working? You don't want them to shut down or leave. Tell them to work. Tell them to get the job done. Do it. That's what you got to do. HTK360, my brother, good morning. How you doing? How you doing? We'll be hanging out tonight, right, baby? We got to play that game. What's the game called? I forgot. business, whatever it's called. I forgot the name though. These people were getting paid an average of 250K a year and don't even work. Is broke free from it? Is AI? No, 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 no. No, they don't. They have Steam and PC. They don't shit. They don't need shit from PlayStation. Uh-oh. What do you mean though? Phil Spencer Charbon did so bad as management not making money. Then don't gotta try to put Xbox IP on PlayStation. Try to make up for the damage and even more damage. So look, here's the thing though. The problem with Phil and Sarah Bonzero, because look, a lot of people seem to be mad at Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond for what happened. Look, let me explain this. I'm not mad at Phil. I'm not mad at Sarah. I'm not mad at none of those dudes. I'm not. Right? Because the thing is, everybody pretty much made the same mistakes. If you go out there and you read what everyone did in 2020, they made the same mistakes. Sony made the same mistakes. And Xbox made the same mistakes. And Tencent made the same mistakes. Embracer made the same mistakes. Since they saw a spike in video games, they decided to go out there shopping. The problem is, even though they went out there shopping, which they did, you got these companies coming in here, you gave them too much freedom. Now that's management problems right there. That was management problems right there. You gave them too much freedom and we got delivered this bullshit. I get that part. Now that's 1 point down bad for Phil and Sarah. They give them too much freedom. That was bad. 2. What was good on Phil Spencer's management is we got Game Pass. We gotta love Game Pass. Beauty of it. 3. What was good about Phil Spencer's management was that they got, for example, they got Square to come back and put games on Xbox again. That was a beautiful thing too, and they got a lot of people, coming into Xbox. They got a lot of companies that have left working with Xbox to come back to it, which was a nice thing. Like I said, there is a lot more positive than negative on Phil. But at the end of the day, though, it was mismanaged. Yes. There was a lot of stuff going on in there. Yes, I do see that. A lot of stuff was happening in there. A lot. And that's why none of the business ideas worked. Like, for example, Menashe was out there saying, we bet on Game Pass. Of course they bet on Game Pass, but the problem is the content that was put into Game Pass. That was the biggest problem of them all because Game Pass is sweet. I think Game Pass is one of the biggest problems as well as that's helping them to drive Xbox out of business. No, Brandon ZZ, I'll explain to you why. That was not the problem, my friend. No. Because the problem was that Game Pass was growing and they stopped growing Game Pass because after APK got purchased, these guys jumped in there and decided to do what they wanted. That was the Amy Hood and Nadella era. That's why I call it the Amy Hood, the Hood Nadella era. Like Triple H and era, that's what happened though. So the problem is, I zoomed in, zoomed out. Sorry about that, chat. So the problem is, chat, that chat, Big B challenge me in the bowling. I would beat him in bowling though. I can listen. You know what's so funny? I can beat Big Money and Vampire Survivors. Even in that, I can beat Big Money. Even in Super Mario, I can beat Big Money. Big Money needs to play catch up with me. I mean, I even finished GTA 5. Big Money has not even finished the other GTAs. He only finished 4, and that's it. I finished all of them. Big B needs a lot of catching up to Crazy Louie, though, if we're going to talk about games, though. So, look. Where was I? Game Pass is not the problem. It was not the problem. The problem was the content that was put into Game Pass because nobody ever talks about the content that was put in there. That's the truth. It was the content that was put in there, and that did not work. I mean, and like I was saying yesterday to Joy, what actually works these days? Because people are subbing more and more into these services. They're subbing into it more because people don't want to go out there and buy games day one. And here's the funny part, though: you can put the games out there for people to purchase it. They're not going to buy them day one. They're not. They're going to buy them down the road. If I do a poll about how many people buy games in a year, they'll tell you close to 5 or 10, which is not that good. Before, I was buying 20 to 25 to 30 games a year. I was buying 20 to 25 games a year. Nowadays, I'm buying 4 or 5 or 10. Now I'm sub to the service and I have a big ass library of games and shit. I'm having fun with this big ass library of games and I'm enjoying all the games that are dropping in there. That's why I love Game Pass. First, I'm saving money. Second, I'm playing a lot of stuff in there that I would have ever imagined of playing, because that's the point about Game Pass. It's not because they put first-party games in there looks attractive. No. It's that they're putting a lot of games in there for you to try it out and enjoy and expand your mentality when it comes down to gaming, instead of being stuck to this AAA crap. Light says, Louis, the devs don't like Game Pass because they don't get their bonuses when a game is rented through Game Pass, but it's only when it's bought. More and more devs are saying it. Light, you know what's so funny, though? I can find you so much news out there with positive on Game Pass. When devs talking positive about Game Pass, more than devs talking negative about Game Pass. There's only a few that talk negative. I'm not kidding you. Clear Obscur's Expedition 33, they praised Game Pass. They said if it wasn't for Game Pass, we wouldn't even be here. They even said that. That was a Gotti that dropped day one into Game Pass. Just reported by Azure Gaming 17 minutes ago, Nintendo says it has no legal duty to pass its U.S. tariff refunds onto consumers as court to dismiss case. Wow. Oh, Nintendo, you're getting sued. Solve that problem. First party game release last year alone was also more than PS Plus. Then PS has put out all generation for PS5 as well. That's another thing. Look at Saros. How did Saros do, my chat? And Louis, Game Pass, according to Asha, because it's not the sub numbers they wanted to, it wasn't even close. Of course it wasn't even close because it spiked the prices. Like I said, that was the Hood Nadella era. They were literally killing the business. And not only that, another negative thing that was out there was the whole "this is an Xbox" campaign. Confusing everybody out there. Game Pass cannibalizing big titles. Game Pass is okay. All right. So Brandon, this is the funny part. You guys have that idea in your head right here. You guys have that idea. Any service, no matter which service it is, cannibalizes sales, my friend. It does. You think PS Plus doesn't cannibalize sales? Of course it does. When Horizon Forbidden West lands into PS Plus, they'll download it. They'll sub to PS Plus, download it, finish it, and then leave it right there. They're not even going to talk about it. Like, oh, sales, nothing like that. No. People will go in there and download that motherfucker, play it, and after they're done, they say goodbye. And then they quit subbing into PS Plus. I'm not kidding you. I have friends do that. But PS Plus is put on games on PS Plus that they don't order. That doesn't matter, Brandon. Doesn't matter. Because look, what you want to know something? Here I come with the kill, though. It would be better, instead of putting it on PS Plus, why don't you put a sale on the game and drop it down to 30 and watch it sell? Instead of people subbing for the service, paying $10 a month, downloading the game and having it in there, Sony's losing $20. But they're gaining over there in the sub service. You see what I mean? That's the whole situation, though. It's not good no matter what, because here's the thing, though. People, look, Brandon, the thing is, look, Yesterday, me and Joey had this conversation, me and him. And I told to Joey, okay, let's drop Game Pass. How are you going to get the people to come over here and buy this? Go ahead. You have the opening window. How are you going to get people to come buy the console? Right now, at this very moment, go ahead. You got the window open. I mean, literally, the answer never came in because we have a problem here with this console. One, they're making consoles as fast as they can. They're trying to get them out there. Two, they're not even everywhere as it's supposed to be. So that's two. That's one problem Xbox has. Two, the other problem that Xbox has is this: how are you going to get these people to jump in here and buy this game? So you're not going to work into big titles to attract the people to jump in here and buy them, like Fallout and all this stuff. But the problem is, you guys, believe it or not, because here's the thing, though. What happens if the game release is broken? What do you think people are going to do? They're going to run away from it. They're going to wait for a sale. And either way, though, because look, even though they can make these IPs that people love and buy, but at the end of the day, though, people are getting accustomed to the idea that, oh, the game released, okay, I have this game I'm still playing, I'll wait a while and go ahead and purchase it. That's the whole situation. People are waiting more and more and more and more and more for sales. I see that all the time, though. Right now, there's 2,000 games on sale. That if I look in there, I might say, okay, let me purchase 5 or 6 of them. And now I have 5 or 6 games I'm going to play throughout the year. And I don't have to buy something else if I was like that. If nothing really got me pumped to buy. I'm not kidding you. I'm putting a game on PS Plus 3 years later. So, Brandon, that doesn't matter. You know what they do? They'll wait the 3 years to get PS Plus in there, download the game, and not even spend, because here's the funny part. PlayStation is not even lowering the prices on those games. I'm not kidding you. They don't lower the prices as much when it comes down to the personal games. They want to keep it as much as 70. But once it comes to PS Plus, people are not buying them. They're not owning them. What they do is they sub to PS Plus. They get the money from PS Plus, which that number comes out later on after the physical year ends. You know, they put it out there, oh, we have 50 million PS Plus subscribers. But the funny thing is, those guys are jumping in there to download this game. They play it, they finish it, and then they go back to what were they playing. Let me tell you what it was. Either Fortnite, either Call of Duty, either Roblox, either Minecraft, GTA 5, or the 5 sports games that are out there. So again, how are you going to get them to come buy these games? Xbox has some of the biggest IP on the planet, but what were the big IPs this generation, though? If I sit and I look what were the big IPs, I'm like, from Double Fine, what was the big IP from Double Fine? That was only one. That was what's it called? Psychonauts 2. Then after that, it was Keeper and Kill. That's it. That's it. State of Decay. We're waiting. Ninja Theory. Bleeding Edge, a big IP. Senua 2, a big IP. Graphically, it was a big IP. It was beautiful. It was big. It was beautiful. Oh my God, look how gorgeous it looks. But only 7 hours? Man, you guys suck. Why are people crying about Game Pass? Don't sub and buy the games. Exactly. I mean, if I don't get it, like what, look. And that's the same question I was asking Joey yesterday. How are you going to get them to buy this game day one? Convince them. Oh, there was a conversation that yeah, State of Decay isn't Xbox anymore. But again, I'm waiting, Rachie. I'm waiting for that studio to throw that thing in there. Doom, Indiana Jones, which were 2 great games. Let me see what else was a big IP. Avowed was a big IP. They put a lot of big IPs out there, but here's the funny part. How did they sell, though? And not only that, those titles went everywhere. Convince me. Doom went everywhere. Nobody picked up Doom. The Dark Ages. Outer Worlds 2. And this is why I sit here And when people bring up the subject about Game Pass, I sit there, I'm like, okay, then what works? Explain to me what works. Go ahead. Explain to me what works. Louis X wants to figure out how to make people who don't already have an Xbox want one, and another subservice might not be enough. The problem is, lights, that each day that goes by, the hardcore guys, little by little, are leaving their thoughts and their ideas when it comes down to games, lights. Because what's dominating out here is all these free to play games, nothing else. That's what's dominated. We see that all the time. Matt Piscatella even came out and said it from his mouth. I mean, I can find you that. I can find you that conversation. I talked about it 3 weeks ago. Matt Piscatella came out and said, well, if you take away day one games from Game Pass, what difference is it going to make? Because people are not going to buy it. And he's right. People are not buying games. They might sell 2 or 3 million copies. What do you think 2 or 3 million copies will actually cover a $400 million budget? Hell no. They got to sell 7 to 10 million to cover that $400 million budget. And that ain't happening. So again, what works? The question is, what works? What works? Or you either have a service that brings you the cash, like it's been doing, because that service is bringing in a lot of cash, even though Asha said we bet on it. But if she did not believe Game Pass was not working, she would have shut it down a long fucking time ago and said, you know what, we're done with Game Pass no more. All she did was reduce the price. And she's looking at more tiers to throw out there for people to sub to this service. Because they know in this service, people are getting more and more into services, into subbing into more of that. Because they're taking advantage of it, because we have an economic situation. Shoot, I have a household I gotta maintain though. I can't buy the 30 games I used to buy before. If I was literally buying games day one like I used to, I would probably buy 2 or 3 through the year. And then the rest of it I would have been playing free to play. If we did not have Game Pass. I'm not kidding you. That's what I would have done. 2 or 3, probably 4 games a year I would have bought. I wouldn't go nuts buying all these games. Because I would have become like how Ragey does it. Ragey does this. He'll tell you about it. Ragey, where do you buy your games in Steam? He'll tell you. And you know what he does? He waits for sales. That's why I would have done the same thing. Just wait on a sale. I got something here to play. I wait on a sale. That's what I would have done. All honesty. Parabas, okay, just saw the comment of Doom was the only big game of this gen. The new game was expensive to SL to buy, which was, I did not buy it. Wow. That's the thing though, you really think about spending $70 on a video game. So how will Xbox fix it? If I ask you, Louis, how would you fix Xbox in the year? You're not gonna like my answer because then Google Post is gonna get mad at me. But you know what I would do? I would literally get a big ass budget, sit down with Nadella and say, Nadella, give me a couple millions of dollars. What I mean by a couple, give me, let's say, $700 million, for example. And I'm going to market the shit out of this thing. That's what I would have done. I'm going to market everything out there. I'm going to push the marketing. I tell people we're alive, we're stable, we're here. We got games in here. I'm going to go to FIFA World Cups, promote my console. I'm going to go to Formula One, since right now it's in Formula One. And right now, since Kimi Antonelli has been winning, and literally make them wear Xbox helmets and Xbox clothes for the next 20 races at least of Formula One, or 10 races of Formula One that is left. I would do that. I would literally market the shit out of this box and out of this service so people can get attracted to it, so people can learn what Game Pass is, so people can see what it is. Because the problem is that your casuals don't know nothing. They don't. They probably might go out there, see a showcase. They probably might go out there, see a trailer. They probably hear someone talking about it, but they don't know how this system works. I'd say for me to fly around to do interviews in person, giving 100% transparency, Louis. Power Boss, the funny thing is, I don't want to do any more interviews if I was them. You know what I'd be doing? I've been doing what they were doing right now, just working, getting these studios organized, getting it to work. Like I said a long time ago with this. Get the studios working. I don't want them purchasing any more studios. I don't want them doing nothing. I just want them to get them to work and do something that's supposed to be right. Give us games. But at the end of the day, though, you can give us games, but you got to promote. If you don't promote, you got a problem. You got to market. You got to do all this shit. You got to show Sony, hey, we're here. We're alive. We're cooking. That's what you got to do. You got to shut up these media sites. You got to quit. You got to quit giving them codes. Fuck you with the codes. I'm not kidding you. Fuck them with the codes. Don't give them codes. Because literally, it sucks that you give these dudes all these codes that you're literally, it's money spending. Because how many media sites are in the world? Huh. Woo. And you're giving these guys codes. You're giving these guys special editions. You're giving these guys all this shit. And do they appreciate it? No. What about moral, Louis? How can they make game if they don't have hours of a pause a day? What do you mean by that? Rachie, bring it. Because again, that was the topic of conversation yesterday, and I was just letting Joey speak and speak and speak. Because look, no matter what people tell me, and here's the thing, no matter what anyone says, the main problem right now, when it comes to gaming, the most gigantic problem right now when it comes to gaming, is that you got these 10 games that people only play. That's it. Nothing else. They don't look at anything else. And the game releases has to go out there and compete with these behemoths, with these monsters. They got to beat them. And they have not been beating them for the longest of time. For the first time ever, I sit and I look at this thing and I'm like, oh shit. Damn. Look at this. Forza Horizon 6 is on top of the list. Wow, that's amazing. I'm saying Microsoft is an adult daycare. I agree with you. It is. It is. And that's why any strategy they do will fail. Until Asha hopped in. Because Asha hopped in, she said, no more daycare now, guys. You got to get to work. Good. I'm happy they did. No, let's let studios work. Let me do the promoting and introduce upcoming projects. Exactly why Helix will be the console to play alongside PC. Power Boss, the thing is that the more we talk, the worse it can be. What we got to do is let them cook. They don't have to talk as much. You got to cook. There's another one right there. See, our economy just isn't where it needs to be to create the sales these companies want. Families have less expendable income. That's nothing that's true. And I was mentioning it here. I have a home to take care of. And if I was to buy games day one, oh my God, I wouldn't even be looking at those games. I would be playing literally Grand Theft Auto, play the games I already had, or go through my backlog and wait for sales to buy them. You guys want to laugh about something? I'm going to tell you a little experience that I know of. I have a friend that he loves Xbox and he has an Xbox. You want to know what he plays though? What he used to play? I'm not kidding you. Until Game Pass came by. You know what he used to play though? He played all the games that Gold put out there. It didn't matter. If Gold put Stinks, he was playing Stinks. If Gold put this game, he was playing this game. If Xbox Gold was playing Gollum, he was playing Gollum. He was not buying games. He was just using his Gold because he literally said, I'm just going to pay for Gold and just play the games that are out there. That's how he was. When Game Pass came by, he said, this was the biggest miracle. Now I can play all these games right now, because he just did not buy games. This is just one friend of mine. But does that mean that's everyone? No. But right now, the consumer thinks this way. Well, okay. Gears of War came out. Well, okay, there's going to be the fans that are going to buy them day one. That have been saved up to buy day one, yes. There's going to be fans that you're not going to play the game and have fun. Yeah, okay. There's going to be fans out there going to sit there and say, okay, I'll wait for a sale. And trust me, that side that waits for the sale is bigger than the day one fans that they buy them. And that's the truth, though. It's bigger than that. And if it's in the service, they're going to sub to the service and be like, oh, the service, let's go. Fuck, let's sub in there. And shit, Xbox is going to make money no matter what. That's the thing, though. We have options. And we're happy with those options. We're happy that we have that service. We're happy that we have all this stuff. And yet people are complaining about it's cannibalizing sales, it's doing this, it's doing that. Why you guys got to be talking it's cannibalizing sales, though? What's your worry about that? Oh, I know why you guys mention it, because you're afraid the studios might shut down and you guys won't get codes anymore from that studio. Got it. Yes, the codes. The codes are the most important thing out there for you guys, and that's the truth. And here's the funny thing. The ones who are bringing the conversation about day one games and Game Pass are the ones who get codes, because shit, I don't get codes. Boom, do you get codes? Powerbox, you get codes. I'm being honest, though. Gold. Gold, 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 gold. Gold. Gold, 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 gold. Xbox Gold. Remember when there was gold? Gold. I mean, we don't get codes. That's how they do it. You just play games with gold. That's it. Gold. Oh, Chaos. Oh, nice. See? There's people out there that get codes, and that's something that Xbox Live Gold. Thank you for that. Louis E Day is still multiplayer. If it doesn't meet sales expectations, Amy and Matt will be pissed, and I think Asha will say the plan has changed and E Day will go to PlayStation. I got a question. What changes if it goes to PlayStation? Convince me. Convince me. What's gonna be the change though? If it goes to PlayStation, what's gonna be the change though? Go ahead, throw it. Let me go to the bathroom real quick while you guys think about it. Because here's the thing though. They already tried it with Gears of War Reloaded and it did shit. So, but all right. Say it. Let's see how those numbers are going to go for them. And enjoy the view. Be right back. I'm pressed. Oh, shit. Go ahead, tell me, how did that go for him? Because look, let me tell you all something about the good old console wars. You guys ready for what Lou's about to say? And it's going to be the truth now. You guys ready for this? The good old console war. Look. Console war is people talking shit. That's it. We just talk shit. That's the truth, though. We talk shit. That's the truth. About the console wars, we talk a lot of shit. Now, the question is, how many of those dudes were out there on PlayStation saying, we're getting your games over here? Have you seen them put gameplay? Have you seen them buy the game? You don't know if they bought it. You don't know if they actually bought it. They talk so much shit out there just because they got the game on their system. That's it. But did they buy it though? Because look, check this out. There are 90 million PlayStation fans out there. PlayStation fans. And did the 90 million go ahead and pick up? No, my bad. There's 130 in total, 122, something like that. I think it was. I don't know. Of PlayStations out there that have users on their PS4 and PS5. Did they go and buy these Xbox things that went over there? Did they go and buy Indiana Jones? Did they go and buy Doom? Did they go and buy something? Did they go and buy Gears of War? Did they go and buy these games? I'm just asking though. Did they buy them though? Not a lot of them, just a few. Again, look at Soros. Did they buy Soros? Nope. Astrobot is now at 4.8 million because they bundled it with the console. If not, they wouldn't buy it. The thing is, I love Xbox, but if they keep losing money, Satya will sell off or close it down. He's not going to do that, Brandon ZC, because he has a problem. If he does that, he's going to lose a war out there that he cannot lose in, and that is he has Windows. He has Windows, and if you got millions of people in Windows, and if Linux creeps up to him, Linux, the shit steam, I call it the shit steam to be general. If the shit steam starts to be better, guess what's going to happen? He's going to lose those gamers and they're going to drop in there. If they find Linux to be better. And then the word of mouth gets around and people are going to say, fuck Windows, I'm going to Linux. He does not want that. Trust me. So it's bad for business to shut that thing down. For him. I mean, I don't doubt he could do it though, but it would be awful for his business if he does that though. It's not about playing the games, Louis. It's about getting the games. Exactly, bro, boy. Exactly. That's all. They out there. Talking all this BS. Oh, I got your game. It's in my system. Did you buy it? No. Did you play it? No. That's all. It's just bullshit talk. That's why console wars exist, which is kind of funny though. A lot of people get mad. Oh, he got my game, Xbox. I can't believe you're doing this to me. But on this side though, what are you doing for the brand? I know I'm doing my part. I buy games sometimes. I'm paying for the service. I'm using it every day. What are you guys doing though? What the hell is Linux? Well, it's a Windows that lies to you. There you go. Let's call it like that. Linux. It's better now. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. So look, again, comes down to this. No, I think Satya get a sell. Nope, he's not gonna sell it because if he does, he's gonna lose a lot of people in Windows. He will, because if that Steam machine, if Steam goes out and perfects its Windows format, it's gonna be a problem for another. What do you think they're rushing so much to fix the PC store, Brandon? You're not catching up to the news, have you, lately with the PC store though? They're really catching up to it. They're trying to catch up to Linux. Not to Linux, to Steam, though. They're trying to do that catch up because they know that Steam has been kicking their ass, even though they're late. But they're trying to get there. They're really working hard to get there because they know that if that Windows format that they have starts getting built and becomes proper, they're going to have a problem. They're going to use Windows users. How do we know they're going to lose Windows users? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. Gamers, there's tons of gamers out there. Tons, Brandon. Tons and tons and tons, believe it or not. You're only looking at this side of the world, but there's tons, though. Billions of them. If you add up consoles and PCs, there's billions of them. Woo! And mobile being number one. So imagine that he sells out the division. There's no gaming over here. What do you think is going to happen? Whoa. They're going to jump into Linux. If Steam decides and says, well, Windows is not there, it's time to perfect Linux, what do you think the gamers are going to go? They're going to go to Linux and say, fuck you, Windows. Gamers don't drive the PC market. eBay, believe it or not, PC is second in gaming devices. Third comes consoles. I'm not kidding you. Consoles don't even go there. Believe it or not, Ubay. And I know, and listen, Ubay, here's the thing though. I know you're against the Steam users. I know you're against the all that stuff. But in the end though, PC is number 2 in the world when it comes down to gaming. Number 1 is mobile. And I know here's the thing though, remember you heard me talking about the console war bullshit, right? Remember me talking about this, right? And just joking around about it, having fun with it. But in the end though, people talk a lot of shit when it comes down to their devices. They do. And I know this for a fact because I've learned something a long time ago. I've seen a meme and I laugh about it, and it's true though. I see a lot of people do the same thing. I know people who even have handhelds right now, and all the, you know what the number one conversation is in handhelds? New Jack's conversation. And New Jack was here, will explain it to you. And that conversation is they go retro. They download emulators. They go get these big emulator libraries from emulators and play games. They're playing these old games. Why do you think these companies want to go back to it? That 1.8 billion PC gamers in the world is 100% BS. There's zero hard facts to back that up. Well, I can give you some hard facts right here. And China is big in PC. And China, there's more people than, ooh-wee, man. Just China alone literally overtakes consoles. PC overtakes consoles. Japan, mobile is bigger than anything. What do you think the Switch sells like crazy? Because it's a on-to-go device, though. That's why it sells like crazy. And just look at the gamer count on Steam. Yep. That's it. I mean, right now on Steam, eBay, there's 200 million users. They said the other day. They got 200 million users out there. And that's the thing with PCs, though. They're playing old games. They're downloading emulators. They can get the best graphic card. They play old games. Sometimes they play the new games, though. I'm being honest with you. PC's big. So that's no BS, my friend. That's no BS. The thing is, here's the thing, though. Look, the other day I sat down with Purple. Purple brought up a good point. She said over there in China and other places around the world, they think different than we do. A lot of them do. There's a lot of people who think different than we do. Right here, we're having a console war, and over there, they're having a conversation like, oh, let's go play this, or let's go do this. You know? Steam has 30 million individual users log in a month, yes, but you're talking about the Steam store here alone. Here alone, but it's everywhere, though. Yes, we did talk about the stablecoin a couple days ago. Yeah, we did talk about it. The only limiting factor on a smartphone is the limited storage. Yep, that's it. That's also something we should consider. It's not just competition against new games, it's also fighting against old games as well. Yes, because listen, frankly, older games are better than new games. It sucks that I have to sit here and say that too. I like old games better than new games. The new games are, oh, it's like if you watch Naruto Uzumaki. If you watch those shows, Naruto farts, and then we see 3 episodes of why did Naruto fart, and they explain to you that Naruto went in to cook this bologna, and the bologna was rotten. And why did the bologna get rotten? We'll see that in the next episode why the bologna was rotten. And in the 3rd episode, we'll finally see why Naruto fart stank so bad. So many filler ups. Back in the day, it was, oh, hey, here's the game, drop in and start shooting. Like Contra. What was Contra about? You have Rambo and Commando going in there and shooting things up. Kill the alien wars. That's it. That was Contra. Simple. No Rambo. I've joined you to fight the aliens. Yes, and why did we join? And we got a brief history of how they came together and how they joined to fight the aliens. Oh man, just get in there and shoot things. Who cares how you all joined? Just shoot things all over the place. PC gamer can be anything. It doesn't matter. Have to be Steam. Hell, playing Solitaire on your PC makes you a gamer. That is true. Meanwhile, Counter-Strike 2 is kicking ass. That is so true. That is so true. Hey, Eternal D87, how you doing, my friend? But that's the thing, though. Like I said, when I sit here and look at all this console war stuff, like, yeah, I want these guys to strike. Yeah, I want all this stuff. I'm just sitting. I'm like, bro, I love console wars. Yes, it's fun. It's funny. It's hilarious. I love it. I love trolling and doing what I gotta do. But damn, at the end of the day, I'll ask the same question. Convince me what works. What works? Does Game Pass work? It can work. Can people buy video games? Yeah, it can work though, but it takes a while though. So what works though? I'll tell you what works. Simple. Lower your budgets or lower your development time. Buy a lot. Lower it. Get games out 3 years. And let's see how it goes. Because if in 3 years you make a game that didn't work, 3 years later you make another game and it goes out to be well, yeah. Power Boss, I've only quoted Steam once. I've also discussed that consoles bring in more revenue than PC gaming does annually. It can though, but you pay again. PC is the second device that people use for gaming. And the thing is, again, they're using it for gaming. It doesn't matter if they buy the game or not, they're using it for gaming. There's people out there hacking games, there's people out there downloading emulators, there's people out there doing a bunch of stuff. But again, it's the second device that people game on. Doesn't matter if they buy it or not, they don't care, they're just gaming on it. I thought Game Pass made billions. Am I wrong? Honest question. Yes, it does make money. It does make money. If it did not make money, it would have been shut down and kicked to the curb. Because that's the funny thing, though. I'm seeing that look, remember 3 months ago, they were saying that Game Pass this and versus day one games, and they were saying, oh, this and that. And now they're trying to convince me that, they need to come back with day one games. I'm like, what's going to be the difference? Because people are not going to pick them up. Day one, they're just not. What I mean by day one games is not day one games, get day one games out of Game Pass. Convince me, how are they going to buy it, though? Because I sit here and I ask the same question. How are they going to buy it? Are you considering handheld running on Android as a PC? Well, the way force it causes a napalm bomb. It depends. If I eat spices though, it will cause a napalm butt in the butt. Nothing else. If you eat a lot of spice though, you will have a napalm bomb, but in your butt though, because it will burn your butt. That's true. No joke. That's why you cannot eat a lot of spice food. Because listen, even though you can eat the spiciest sauce in the world, but you gotta remember, it hurts here, yeah. But trust me, it's gonna hurt you more down there. So watch out with the spices you eat. Remember that. Remember the spices though, you can eat right here, no problem. It's gonna burn you, gotta get some water and everything, but when it comes out right here, it ain't gonna be happy. It's gonna burn you. And it's gonna be a napalm bomb down there, so watch out. You probably get a hamburger for that shit. So that's my point, chat. What works? Tell me. What can Xbox do to come back? Market yourself. Try to deliver as much as you can. Try to lower the price on the console if you can, which is not going to happen. So what are they going to do? They're going to put games and take them out of Game Pass? Day one? Take the day one games, they put them out of Game Pass? Okay, so question is, how are you going to get an Xbox? Well, there's used Xbox. No, there's not. Come on, guys. Let's be honest, though. Oh, shoot, my food. Oh, I forgot to order the food. PC is larger by the end of the day. Yep, it is larger. Bob invested more than 10 years for the Android translation layer to play video games on the phone and soon the Steam frame. Shoot, I mean, that's the thing though. So right now, we got some news from Ecstasies right here. This is what Ecstasy is saying. Ecstasy says loud and clear. It says buy Halo for real cheap. So like I said, let's go step by step. Right now, and look, I'm gonna sit here and be honest, right? Look, let's look at the Xbox business. Let's go look at it. Xbox business. Oh, what did Ecstasy say? It says you can buy Halo for real cheap out there. He just posted that. So let me go tell you how much he says you can buy it for. Hold on a second, my screen just froze. Yep, it did freeze. Okay, now I'm back. Okay. So let me go get what did Ecstasy says. So let's go get Ecstasy. Ecstasy says loud and clear. Oferta Flash, well, campaign involved, mínimo histórico, ENEBA. So the price in ENEBA is 43.63. Global Live Key in ENEBA, guys. Right now, if you guys want to buy Halo, you can buy it for Xbox Live Key Global for Xbox and Windows. There you go, chat. There's your answer. For this, if you guys want to buy this. Options is good, yep. But I think more day one games will be leaving Game Pass, and I should do numbers to see if those games will get bought. Then make your next move accordingly. They're not gonna buy them like people are not buying games as much. We're seeing this trend happening again and again and again and again and again and again. They're happening all the freaking time, my friend. They're happening. No matter wherever you look, people are not buying that much day one games. I don't think she's gonna pull away from that. What you got to do is you got to do something to attract more people to come into your box. And right now, the thing is, it's like what the way the box is. How are you going to attract them to come to your box, though? I'm being honest about it. My duty's elsewhere. Option is good. I'm buying Halo PlayStation. Good point. Oh, okay. Now I'm getting my answer for food. Yoo-hoo. Oh, man. All right. Vegetales cocido mole guandules. Okay. One second, chat. I'm ordering my food. Bueno, guandules. Okay, done. All right. So, excuses are outdated. That's another subject, though. That comes into subject. That's another conversation for another day, though. That's another conversation for another day, though. Got to attract people to come to your box. Louis 2026. Yep. Got to attract the people to come to your box. But if they can't come to your box, have a service that attracts the people to come by in your service or to join your service to make that money. That's what you got to do because at the end of the day, if you cannot deliver on the box, at least deliver on the service. And of course, make the stores better. That's what you got to focus on right now. That's what you got to do. But I don't believe Light. If she does that, that's going to be the biggest mistake because I mentioned earlier before the most negative thing Xbox ever did from fanboys, right? From fanboys' perspective, the most negative thing that Xbox ever did was they started to put their games to other places for people to buy. Here's the thing, though. This is a fanboy perspective, right? We're talking fanboy perspective. That was the most negative thing they ever did. But that strategy did not work because you got a consumer base that is not buying your games. You just got a consumer base that is talking shit. Plus the media sites talking shit. Plus a lot of people talking shit because literally, if you go out there and you look at the general subject of Xbox, is that Xbox sucks. Or Xbox doesn't have any games, or Xbox doesn't do this. Why? Because they don't market themselves. Why? Because they don't. Some people think it's dead, though. I'm not kidding you. There's a lot of people out there that is dead, and you got all these media sites just putting out negative news on it too. But again, it's just negative, negative, negative. And again, even though they go out there negative, right? What can Xbox do to turn it into a positive? And no matter how positive Xbox does, it was always going to be negative. So they got to go out there and destroy all that stuff. So no gatekeeping, no king. Listen, they gotta gatekeep some stuff because at the end of the day, the strategy did not work, my friend. Nobody bought it. The only game that was bought was Forza Horizon. Out of all the games, Forza Horizon was the one that was bought, though. Oh shoot, we got some breaking news. You got some breaking news. Starting today, eligible Meta Horizon Plus subscribers can now get a Star Edition of Xbox Game Pass. Find more inside. Oh, wait, they're killing Game Pass, but yet, now they're getting Meta users to go ahead and get the Start Edition about that, though. Wow. That's going to be a subject for tomorrow. Impulse buying is going to have to change, yeah? No, impulse buying has changed, though. It's not going to have to change. It has changed. It has changed way too much. So we keep ignoring Steam. What do you mean by that, Malcolm Lax? What do you mean keep ignoring Steam? No, I got something Xbox can do so they can attract a person to the box. Do what they're doing right now. Get the box to have every store in there. I see you attract someone to be in your hardware because that's why people love their PCs. Get people to come into your box, to have everything in there. Have every store in there. You'll see how many people will be attracted, especially for a very good price, though. Do that. You'll see. The box will sell, though. That would be a fucking gaming evolution right there. Having a box that you can play any store in there. Woo-wee. Just make Alexa show your box. And she's doing a pretty good job, though. PlayStation's going to have to play ball like Xbox. PlayStation can't keep this up forever. Mm-hmm. Man, PlayStation is... Ugh, I don't even know what the heck they're doing over there. It's bad. PlayStation is bad, though. People keep saying Xbox games on PlayStation damages the brand, but games being on Steam doesn't. Malcolm Lax, the thing is that in order for that to happen, Xbox needs to make their store better, which they've been working really fast on, and I'm happy they are, because they really got to get out there to face Steam, though. You're right about that. It does, too. Why would anyone but from Xbox Store then if they could buy from Steam? I don't see that happening. I see that happening. I do. PlayStation is king. Yeah, of the BS. Yep, they're king of the BS though. Super king of the BS though. They're a king of the BS. They're king of the BS, and they're king of literally making the fans mad. Woo! Why would anyone buy it from the Xbox store? They could just buy it from Steam, and I don't see that happening. Well, I mean, if they make the store better, they will attract the user to go over there. Thing is, you got to make that store better. You got to really make it better. Not only that, talk about it. Because again, there's people out there who does not know that Xbox is even on PC. There's people that don't know that because they're so focused on Steam, they don't see that part. And that's why marketing comes in. So yeah, that's the thing, chat. And that's what's happening in the gaming world. Like, what works? Oh, working on these title works? Oh, okay. If you believe that, right? Those fans still going to buy anything Sony put out. That's what you think, though. Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you what I think, though. The ones that are mad are leaving. The ones that are mad are leaving. So, yeah. You cannot change their minds. So, like I said, the only one who can fix that is PlayStation. And they're getting bombarded. Every time they say something, they get bombarded. How do we know this? Because we're seeing it day in and day out. They get bombarded. PlayStation right now can retweet something, they get bombarded. PlayStation even farts, they get bombarded. No matter what PlayStation does, they get bombarded by comments. How do we know this? Let's check this out. Let's go see. They're getting bombarded. They are. No matter what they do, where they go, left, right, up, down, no matter what they do, where they go, they are getting bombarded. Here we go. Look, no joke. I mean, right now, look, that war is not going to stop until Sony comes out. I mean, media is trying to protect it, but look, this was Sony yesterday. Phantasmagoria remanaged 13 Willow Street for thriving visit on PS5 and PSVR 2. Take a tour, free update today. Yay! Okay. But look, first comment. Thrup! No this, no Sony. Play somewhere else. You guys are the views. My anti-consumer comment that is I thought Ado was the worst, but you taking the cake. You're arrogant, greedy, blah, blah, blah. We want physical games. Music still releases on vinyl, CDs, and even cassettes. Movies still release in Blu-ray. Despite the prevalence, this is. Listen, I'm not making. I just clicked on it, and the first thing that popped up was second, third, fourth. Where's the disc? Fifth. 6 limits. No disc, no buy. 7. There you go. 8. The first 8 or 9 comments are people talking about physical games. No matter what they do, what they say, though, people are pissed off. And yes, keep the fighting, my friends. Keep the fighting. Without Xbox games, Steam will inch closer to negative profit margins. Without Xbox games on Steam, Xbox will inch closer to negative profit margins. Is not worth the discussion. Exactly. 1% of the people, well, listen, King, that 1% is doing a lot of damage to the brand and is doing a lot of damage to the games they're trying to promote. It's doing a lot of damage to third-party games. I'm not kidding you. They're getting annoyed by this because their game is not getting promoted. It's so all negative talks. And the more people see that negative talk, the more people become part of it. They're getting cooked really bad. And PlayStation has not come out and said anything. They've been quiet. All they're doing is trying to promote something positive. But like I told you, no matter how positive they throw it out there, people are going to still throw them down. I mean, you cannot even go on a live showcase in there. They can go do a live showcase right now, and they're going to bombard the showcase with physical games. They are pissed off. Just like the guys from Destiny. They thought this was going to be a simple one, but the Destiny guys, it's not compared to the physical guys. There's more people buying physical games than there is. Even people that buy digital games are pissed off about this because they want to have that option. We know it's the future, but it's okay. At the end of the day, I'm happy they're mad. I'm happy they're challenging them. I'm happy they're putting up a fight. That's what I'm happy about. Put up the fight. Don't give up. Do not let these media sites tell you what they're telling you, because even though the data is correct, I want you guys to keep on fighting, because at the end of the day, though, I want to see one of these companies go out there and do something with the digital purchases and switch something around for us, the consumer, in the near future, not have a problem when it comes down to digital stores. Because look, at the end of the day, I wish I had that option that Xbox was working on in 2014 until it got bombarded by the DRM crap. If that would have come out to be true, I would have been happy, because at the end of the day, I wish I could find a way to sell a lot of my digital games that I have on there that are literally sitting there doing nothing, at least for $5, $10. I don't give a shit. Just want to sell it so I can go buy my next game. There you go, Xbox. I'll give you another idea to go out there and put in. There you go. There you go. I just give them another idea, though, for them to do, to get people happy. If Xbox does that, it'll be fucking amazing, my friends. I'll be happy as hell if they actually went out there and did that. Yep. One thing I love is that Stein came out there and said it loud and clear. They said it loud and clear. Happy they're fighting moving forward. The only games I'm buying 2K, GTA, Resident Evil. Nice. Resident Evil games makes no sense. Reselling digital makes no sense. Of course it does make sense, Rachie, because look, at the end of the day, if you can resell your content, like for example, let me give you an example. I have Assassin's Creed. I have a couple Assassin's Creed games I would like to sell. Just get away from it. Just I want to sell some of them. And if I was able to sell them, at least make $5-10 from it, I'll be happy, bro. I'll be happy. I would love to sell those things. There's games I already bought that I already finished. I'm not gonna go out there and replay. I would love to sell it. There's some games I want to keep, but there's games I want to sell them that I bought them and just not doing nothing. That's why I want to sell them. So yes, it does make sense though if they have a way for you to sell them though. You get like $2. I don't care, you, but if I can get at least $1, I get. I'm happy. That's $2. That's $2 for me to drop down in the price of the next game, because look, games are expensive. Let me go an example. A single digital code could resell 100 times. Yes, but that's not your problem though. If you sold it, it's not your problem. You already sold it. Okay, it's sold. Put it out there and wait for someone to pick it up. That'll be nice though. Or at least sell it for them to resell it though. GameStop would love you. I don't give a shit about GameStop. Fuck them. I don't care for them. Those guys have gone crazy when it comes down to their stuff. They have gone crazy. Like, you can't go in there without them talking to you about PlayStation. It's like Sony pays them a commission for a sale. Bro, come on, man. It's tiring hearing that conversation. I'll go to the store. Hey, I want sick, for Xbox. Well, why don't you get it for PlayStation? Because I don't have a PlayStation. Give me my Xbox one. Well, then buy a PlayStation. No, I'm not. What, you forcing me to buy a PlayStation? Then you know what I would have said? I would have told them right there if it was me. Why don't you gift me the PS5 then? If you want me to buy a PlayStation. If you gift it to me, I will buy the second for PS5. I just say, no, we're not giving it, gifting it to you. Then shut up. I want my Xbox one. That's it. That's all. GameStop would change the game to game over. Probably so. It's gonna suck if day one had major blackout on all data and video games. The moves were completely erased. What a time that will be. Eternal, the day comes to that, then everything will be disappeared. Mobile data, everything will disappear if that ever happens. If everyone could sell the digital games, video games would be worth less than 5 cents. Not really. Not really. Not really, because what you can do is, like, for example, you can go out there right now. This is what you got to do, though. And it's not only that, it also will help the devs out there, too. Like, for example, I see that in the store. Let me turn on my Xbox right now. Let me give you an example of what I mean, though, right here. Let me give you an example. Let me turn on my Xbox real quick. Let me go right now to a store. I'll give you an example, though. I hope it lets me go on and show you this. So I'm going to go on to Xbox, and I'm going to go to the game sales right now. I saw a video about Nintendo Switch 3 going on digital. Wow. Pause the store with Ultimate. All right, here we go. Ultimate game sales to 50%. So here's an example, though, right? Let's go. So let's say I finished Helldivers, and right now Helldivers is sitting at $30 with a sale. $30. I'm done with Helldivers and not playing anymore. Let me sell it for 25. And I sell it for 25, right? And let's say I get $15 back. Let's say Xbox gets their cut and developer gets their cut. I get $15 back. What I can do with $15? Okay, let me go ahead and buy Dying Light the Beast, which will cost me for $15 back. It will cost me 25. The dev gets his cut, and I get my game. And Xbox gets his cut, though. Of course you can, Rachel. You can sell it. You can sell your copy. You can sell it down for real cheap, though. You can. Toxic Commando right now is sitting at $30. If I would have had it, would have sold it for 25. Again, I will get 15 bucks back, and I'll be happy as hell. That's what I mean, though. At least I get something back, though. It would be nice, though, if they did that. Like, that's the thing, though. It would be sweet. Ooh, Quiet Place for 10 bucks. Ooh, I gotta buy that game. See? I'm already making up my store now. Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, Rebound. Angry Video Game Nerd, the video game. I already think I own one of those. Apartment, Amphibian. And look at all these games for sale. Assassin's Creed Mirage. Oh, after Game Pass. So you don't have to buy that stuff. Cool. Let's see, though. Atomic Heart. Bass Masters. Oh, I'm buying that. It's only $5. I'm going fishing. Hell yeah. But it would be nice if you get that option, though. You can do that. Can I sell Concord? Fuck yeah, you can sell Concord. Go ahead and sell it. Probably get $1,000 worth of it. What happens if people undercut you with $5? No, they won't cut me because I put the price up there. And if I put the price up there, I'm going to sell it for this much. If someone wants to pick it up, because there's going to be someone's going to pick it up, be like, okay, let me go pick it up, though. And again, I got titles in there I want to sell that I'm not using, though. That I played it already, finished it, and just not going to play them anymore. PS ghosted the entire gen by padding it with remastered and cross-gen games. Nothing new, any physical media, and now they want to rush out the PS6 because this shit is already cooked. Ha 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 ha. Oh, man. I actually want to play Toxic Commando. Well, there's an opportunity. It's $30 right now, Cage. Go get it. But no, because you put the price out there. You say, okay, listen, I'll put the price. I want to sell this game for 25. Like, you go to stores and check out what the price is. You want to sell it, just resell it, that's it. And probably someone will go ahead and pick it up. Or if not, Xbox is here. I'll go give you this much credit back. We'll buy the game for $10, and that's it. You get $10 back if it lasts a while there. So like an auction, pretty much like an auction, and like eBay stuff like that, you know. So I don't know. Just giving ideas though. That'll be sweet if that happened though, because if you guys remember, Xbox actually gonna do that though. Xbox was working on digital. Let me type this in right here. So look, let me see. This is the future, and that's not it now. Was Xbox working on digital games you purchase to be sold digital? That's not it. You're getting confused. That's not it. Back in 2013, I think it was 2014, something like that. No, you did not. Nah, you didn't get the answer though. Working on a store where you can sell your digital games that you have bought. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, now it says you cannot. You cannot. That's not it. I'm telling you. From back in the day, I knew that information was out there though. But I remember that they were working on a store for you to sell your games though. Before the whole DRM thing came in there though. Oof. That reminds me, if a video game collapsed back in 1985, I wasn't born yet, laugh out loud. I was born, I was only 2 years old when that happened. I wasn't even playing games. I stand correct, laugh out loud. Cage Bioshock is badass. People could buy used games for $1 and resell it for $1. By that, it would be like people sharing games to one another. They were actually doing that back in the day, and they quit doing it because the whole DRM thing dropped. Though, remember the DRM situation that happened with the Xbox? That they actually happened though. I remember I googled that up the other day, and it told me. Um, all right, so oh, now I can't find it in Google, but it was out there though. Loki thought it was a recent account. Guys wanted to line DRM on physical games. I know they did. Well, the thing is that these guys wanted the DRM was always there though. People could use games for dollar resale. The crash was way different than the one we're facing today. Oof, it's gonna get worse though. They wanted to feed resell physical games. I think they were on it to feed and resell digital games too, if I remember correctly. Let me go get it because again, I'm gonna open because I cannot find that info though. Hold on a second. I remember I saw that though. But what they're giving me is the royalty revenues. That's not it. But I remember I did Google that up and I found it though. But don't worry. I'll find it later on. I'll find it later on, guys. I'll find it later on. Because I remember I did type that in and I found that thing that happened a long time ago. Uh-oh, ESPN is laying off folks now. Where's all the hit pieces articles? Good question, though. Apex, mofos, say exclusive don't matter, but when I was a deployment in 07, I saw Bioshock went 360 over PS. Never look back on PS. Because you love that store, though. Did also saw the EA bought FIFA 17 on PC. Oh, that EA brought it back? Don't know. Probably so though. eBay, I don't know. Studios closing some video games being canceled on mid-production don't seem that different to me. IMO. FIFA 17 is free in between. I play Red Dead Redemption all year to get GTA 6. They finished GTA 5, big money. Jesus. A resale wasn't for digital games; it was for physical. I have to look for it. I had to look for it. Case it definitely do matter. I got a PS5 for the last gen exclusives. The crashback at stores not even accepting game shipments because people literally were not buying them at all. Huge difference. Wow, exclusives are outdated. Sis. Oh Lord. Finish GTA 5, Big B Money. That's what you gotta do. Shit. Finish it. But yeah, Chad, that's all. I think this is all for today when it comes down to the video game news because I gotta lay some news for tomorrow. And tomorrow we're gonna talk about how Meta and Facebook got together. Yes. Let's see though. What else is out there? PS pre-order charts show gamers leaning towards higher price editions. Let's see what else. What else? What else? What else? What else? Three warning shots. Raichi, they don't. Exclusives matter. Yet they don't. They only matter to a few people though who are console warring, but to the majority of people, the ones who buy all these games out there like Call of Duty and stuff like that, mm-mm. Nope. They're not caring for them as much anymore. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks that people have changed their way of thinking these days. Not like it used to. Because I had to buy a PS4 because Xbox fanboys were shouting, we need weak games." So I need a console for Persona 5. I wish Windows phones would come back. Well, the way you're talking about Xbox, though, I don't believe that's gonna happen, though. Oh, so you want Windows phones? You can talk bad about it too. Probably so, because that's what you guys do. Just talk bad about anything that Microsoft or Xbox does. So, yeah, incredible, right? Oh, more news to come tomorrow, man. Oof, there's a lot of news for tomorrow, baby. Let's go. Let's go. More news for tomorrow, Chad. We're going to talk some good news tomorrow. Let's go. Finally, some good news came in. There are some big games coming to Game Pass, like Beast of Reincarnation. Yep, again, I bought the Xbox not because of the exclusives, but the controller and console features. Sweet. If the crash was like 83, you couldn't go into any store and see consoles or games. Wow. So see the fanboys control you buy on what you want to buy. Exactly. That's what I tell everybody. If you're happy on PlayStation, be happy on PlayStation. If you're happy on Xbox, be happy on Xbox. It's me, the boy Lewis, with the $5 super chat. Did you see Godzilla vs. Kong, the second movie? The young girl that did signing with Kong in those movies died in a car wreck. She was 18. Oh no, really? Oh fuck. Ah, that's some sadness. Sad news. That's sad news, man. That's some sad news. That's some sad news, chat. That's some sad news. That's the sad news, chat. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, chat, listen up. Yep, here we go. Charlie Intel out here. Who the heck is Charlie Intel, though? He goes out here and says, U.S. new physical video game consumer spending. This was for Circana, though. Yep, Circana. We talked about this the other day. What Circana said. I saw that. But why are you guys promoting this, though? Like, look, you guys need to understand something. You guys don't get what this fight is about, it seems, though. You guys can go out there on Twitter, not only Twitter. You guys can go out there and say what you guys want to say, though. But at the end of the day, no matter what you say, and this, I'm being serious about this, no matter what you say, no matter what you bring, no matter what you put out there, this is not your fight. Stop putting information out there to try to fend off what Sony's doing. Seriously. You guys are looking really bad out here trying to defend it. Stop defending it. Let the fans be mad. Let the fans rage. Let them do what they have to do. Stop defending Sony. Even me right here with this thumbnail, I'm just laughing at all this stuff. That's what I'm doing each time. I laugh and 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 laugh. That's all I'm doing, just laugh. Because why am I laughing? Because you guys are not being honest. You guys got fans raging out here, and the thing is, and this is what's so funny though, if the fans are raging, you got one option only: join the fans in the rage. But what you guys are doing is challenging the fans. Is not a pretty good look on your face though, because they are pretty pissed. And what you guys got to do is you guys got to write articles and tell places, any places you got to come out and talk to the fans. Nothing else. That's what you got to do. That's all you got to do. Come out there and talk to the fans and explain to them why you made the decision. And listen, if you guys would have said something last year, you would probably not be getting this fallout. But you guys literally came up with this news and said, F you to the fans, literally, and that's it, which got a lot of backlash from it, and you're going to still get it. And no matter what you sites say, there's an info out there right now, this very moment, that we can easily see, and that is Christopher Dring made this post saying that, that Sony is sponsoring him. And now people know that a lot of these sites that talk, you guys are being sponsored by Sony. We know this. We're not that stupid. We don't need to even look anywhere. And we know this for a long time. But right now, the fans are mad, they're pissed, or you join them, or shut up and talk about something else. And the sad part is, the thing you're trying to talk and try to shove into people's faces is the Xbox bad news, and you guys are looking stupid with that too, because literally Xbox has been slapping you all over the place with your BS news. If I was you, I would talk about games for now. Just quiet. Talk about games, talk about what's releasing, talk about anything else. There's a lot of stuff out there you guys can talk about. Or join the fight and help those fans out there who are fighting this, help them out. They would literally appreciate it and say, man, this website was out there talking. I'm happy they were talking. But you know what? You guys are not going to do it because you're going to lose your little sponsorship. And this is why. This is why, chat, you can't trust what media says. The Sony Defense Force Company vehicles have fleets of the shortest buses you've ever seen. Yep. Ponies are more delusional like the devil himself. Yep. People so pissed at a subservice they don't have. Exactly. Incredible. They want to kill it? And it's simple. Just sub and enjoy. And look, right now we got IGN saying amid the backlash of Sony's decision to production of this, just 7 PlayStation games have sold more than 100,000 copies in the US so far this year. GameSpot. Physical PS5 games are weaker than you might expect. Again, that is not your job. That is PlayStation's job to go out there and say, not you guys. Not even Matt Piscatella, even though Matt Piscatella puts out data. But at the end of the day, though, shoot. You guys are picking that up to protect PlayStation, and that sucks. Because that's what I'm seeing, though, is how you guys are trying to protect and you guys are trying to shove to their fan base that is right now mad. Tell them stop with the fighting because these are the numbers. The one that has to come out and talk to him is PlayStation, not you all. Or you join the fight or talk about something else, but not be Xbox BS. No, 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 no. Talk about something else, my friends. Talk about whatever. Shoot. Or I got one for you. Talk about us having digital rights on our content. There you go. That's what you can talk about. Yep. And one last thing, chat, before we start heading out. Look at this beauty right here. Oh, I love this beauty right here. This is a beauty that I love, though. One of my favorite things I see out here. When I see them doing this, I get happy. This makes me happy, friends. This is something that makes me real happy seeing this. Yep. This is what you got to do. Keep on working, Xbox. You guys are kicking ass. Forget about the comment, though, but look. Step into the fight with the Series X and S. Halo campaign evolved, jump in. There you go. Good job promoting your consoles, my friend. Good job promoting them. So, chat, listen up. The crazy ones gotta go. Chat, I gotta start heading out. I got things I gotta do. And things, I gotta drop down. Louis, can you bring up the emulation of Ghost of Yotei on Twitter? Oh, send it to me. Where's that at? Where is that at? Great. And here's the funny part, though. Here's the funny part, what you just said, though. I trust Louis more than the lazy ass insiders. This is the funny part, though. I'm just talking an opinion right here, Pickles. The thing is, my opinion is that I'm tired of these sites throwing all this garbage out there. I literally am. I'm just tired of it. It's just every day I have not seen something positive come out of anything, though. Don't understand why people don't believe the media but freak out when the media comes out with the BS rumors. They don't practice what they preach. Ignore those pony bots medias and don't take them seriously. That's the thing, though. That's why I'm here to talk about it. And I know a lot of people have told me before, why do you talk about it? Why do you mention this? Of course I talk about it because they're throwing fear out there to the fans, though. And what am I doing here? I'm telling people about it. Look, trying to calm them down for what they're seeing, though. Which sucks, though, that they actually fall for that stuff. And I agree. It sucks they fall for that stuff. And that's why I'm here talking about it, trying to calm things down. Because those guys, all they do is throw crap, throw garbage, throw BS, piss off the community for what? What are they trying to get here, though? For what? For what? For at the end of the day, when Xbox comes out and announces something, you're like, whoa, what happened here? So one last thing, though. Uh-oh. They're not going to like this, though. Well. Ghost of Yotei new boots to splash screen in Sharp emulator. There you go. Ghost of Yotei in an emulator. Oh, like I said, they're not going to like this, not going to like this. So, chat, before we go, tell us what you've all been playing, my friends. What you've all been playing. So that's why I talk about this stuff, chat, because at the end of the day, if no one talks about it, if no one goes in and says something, or slanders, or says what they got to say, though, because really it's annoying. It's annoying that every day we got to go out there and see this bad news on Xbox and nobody's talking about nothing. Nothing about PlayStation or other media types. Nothing. No, these media types are fake, but everything about Xbox is always negative and not once a good story. Exactly. Nothing Xbox does is good, no matter what. That's what they say, though. A business 10 loop run the other day. Finally figured the game out. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's not a bad game. It's fun. It's not a bad game though. It's a fun game. I gotta say too. It's a fun game. But everything about Xbox is always negative. Yep. At business did a 10 hoop run. Finally figured out this game out. Is pretty fun. Yep. Yep. That's what it is. But yeah, it sucks that they go out there and do this. I hate it. I chat every day something comes up. And I laugh. Like how they were saying that the negative impact of physical, now we understand. Oh, so because you collected the data from Map Discatella, which I got no problem for Map Discatella throwing the data out there because that's what he does. He throws data out there, the stuff he collects, which is cool. I like those data stuff. But what I find is how you guys are out here trying to protect this. Games should be easier to access, not easier to lose. Exactly. Speaking of the devil, Ghost of Yate, check Discord again. What happened? Ghost of Hote. So it says here, Adio has officially listed the next two, the top end model carrying a jaw-dropping price tag of $5,000, and I'm not even going to show that shit. I ain't wasting my time looking at a $5,000 device. They can grab that shit, turn that son of a bitch sideways, and stick it straight up. You know how the rock says, right? Exactly. Exactly. Xbox bad news is sustaining gaming media. But funny enough, Safo, nobody has talked about the digital content scene. Not even. I would like Crazy Louis to win the Powerball. I would like that too. Laos Boys, I would like that too. If I win that, Laos Boys, you know what I'll be doing? I'll be sitting here talking content day in, day out, all day long. Just talking to you guys, having a sweet conversation, enjoying life. That's what I would do, chat. That's what I would do. All day long, we talk about video games right here. Just me chilling right here. Probably go get my food, sit here, eat with you all. Just, yeah. Podcast Louis. That actually happened though. Oh man, that'd be amazing though. I've been playing indie games on Game Pass. The bus game. Oh, nice. Are you talking about the RV game? $5,000. Damn, thanks to the fucking AI data centers. I wouldn't blame that on the AI data centers though. That's just way too expensive though. Oh, that's taking advantage of your wallet though. Nobody buying a $5,000 device. They're not allowed to criticize Sony. Yep. Oh, because they got a sponsor. Safo, they cannot lose that sponsorship. They can't. And funny enough, I've not seen these guys write articles about it. Not even the day the guy got his account hacked and lost everything. They have not written an article about it, but yeah, they did tell regulators, right? They did send messages to regulators about it. Yep, but did not write an article talking about digital content and digital rights. Nothing. Assholes. Seriously, it just gets me aggravated though. FC27 cover, see the full review. Nice. So KM Mbappe leads the FC27 cover, see the full release. Sweet. There you go. That's nice though. That's nice. That's nice though. But all right, chat. Like always, thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Thank y'all for super chats. Thank y'all for your memberships. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I love, and I really do love you guys. And that's seriously, chat. You guys are the best out here. No joke. It's been a blast hanging out with y'all today, like always. So, chats. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, and also hit that bell so it can tell you, guys, why haven't you guys joined our Discord? Join our Discord. It's right here. Here, let me put this right here. Join our Discord so we can have lovely conversation and fun stuff to talk about in there. Here you go. What is going on with UK game, Crazy Louis? No, I don't know what's going on with UK games. I don't know. Christopher Dream came out and started to use the what's it called? Shoot, I forgot, chat. I forgot. What's it called? They were starting to use Nintendo for the access though. For the physical thing though. $70 for a roster update. There you go. Yep, that's it. All right. Same old game, right? Right, Trayvon? Same old game. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, also hit that bell so it can tell you when XBI content comes on. And guys, have a beautiful night. Do mean a beautiful and awesome Tuesday. And as always, I will see you guys on the Xbox International Podcast. When we do come back at 7 p.m. ET, we shall blow the big plume and silent cipher. And on Fridays, invite me to Don't Expand Espanol with Elvis and Cita Metal Berserker. And last but not least, good morning with Crazy Lou gave me when I send the signal out over there on Twitter X, Blue Sky, Discord, and YouTube. And that's why you gotta hit that bell so you can know when the crazy one comes out, what's happening in the gaming news world. Chats, have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning on Good Morning with Crazy Lou Gaming. Bye, y'all. Have an awesome one.